One morning in May 1995, a young guy was taken to the hospital in emergency after a near-fatal accident. His injury on the backbone caused the first and second cervical vertebrae to break, causing entire paralysis from the neck down. Since then, he was forced to live in a wheelchair, and always dependent on others. We wouldn't have known about it if the young man had been one of the others who were similarly impacted. The tragic irony of this occurring to Superman of all people forced him into the spotlight at a time of personal crisis, but he was Christopher Reeve, and that was how his life took a terrible turn. As a young man, Christopher Reeve had played a few roles in movies here and there, but his big break came after he got a call to audition for the role of Superman. The director and producers of the movie had been looking for the actor fit to play the role. They were on a hunt for the perfect candidate for 3 years without any luck. They eventually offered the part to Reeve only 35 days before filming was due to begin. At first, Reeve didn't think he had much of a chance of landing the part. Even though he was 6 feet 4 inches tall, he feared he would be too skinny. Producers suggested him to wear fake muscles under the suit, but it was a big role for him, so he refused. He instead started an intense 2-month training program, resulting which added 14 kilograms to his 86 kilograms frame. Because he worked out continuously throughout the filming, his body changed drastically. They even had to reshoot earlier scenes as they didn't match the later shots. When the first Superman movie came out, Reeve was an instant megastar. His popularity topped the charts, everybody loved the movies and the actor. Not wanting to miss out on his star power, the studios had him signed to the role again 3 times. After learning to ride for a movie from 1985, he developed an interest in horses and horse riding. In 1994, Reeve purchased a horse to pursue his newly discovered interest. It was a 12-year-old thoroughbred horse and Reeve named him Buck. Reeve started working out with Buck. The preliminaries were to be held in 1996, and he intended to compete in 1995's training level events. But fate had something else in store for Reeve. In May 1995, Reeve had signed up to compete in an event in Vermont, but his coach invited him to attend Commonwealth Dressage and Combined Training Association finals in Culpeper, Virginia. He reached Culpeper and participated in the event along with 300 other riders. Christopher Reeve was allergic to horses. But he took antihistamines to overcome this issue and continue with his equestrian enthusiasm. In the afternoon of May 27, 1995, Christopher Reeve was participating in a roadblock test in Culpeper competition. This roadblock event had a series of obstacles which the horse and the rider had to jump over. Reeve was concerned about jump number 16 and 17. However, he paid little attention to the third jump, which was a routine 3-foot-3 fence shaped like the letter W. As Reeve was jumping over this very third fence, the horse stopped. This sudden halt midway into the jump caused Reeve's body to lunge forward off the back of the horse. And at that moment his life would change completely. Christopher Reeve landed headfirst on the other side of the fence. The impact crushed his C1 and C2 vertebrae. This caused cervical spinal cord injury and left him paralyzed neck below. He was airlifted to the University of Virginia Medical Center. Reeve was kept in intensive care for over 5 weeks. During the time he fought through several life-threatening complications. When he recovered, doctors told him his injury had caused paralysis from the shoulders down. He would no longer feel sensation in 90% of his body and he could no longer breathe on his own and would need to use a ventilator. It was said that if he landed just 1 centimeter to other side it would have been a different picture. He was distorted, but his wife told him that she will support any decision he makes. He did not give up, and throughout the years he did gain some sensations on his body. Throughout his life, Christopher Reeve spoke publicly about his wish to walk again by his 50th birthday. But this claim was not always well received by doctors. Scientists and disability advocates said it will raise the false hopes for others who had spinal cord injuries. This is because when most body parts get injured, they're able to regenerate, but this isn't the case for the spinal cord. Even so, Reeve did make some surprising progress. Some 5 to 7 years after his accident and through trailing different treatments, he began to see slight but remarkable changes. While he never achieved his goal of walking again, he did regain some movement in his fingers and toes, could feel a pin prick anywhere on his body, and tell the difference between hot and cold temperatures. Reeve became a fierce advocate for people with a disability. After his accident, Reeve became America's leading advocate for spinal cord injury research. He also worked tirelessly to promote medical advances, especially for controversial stem cell research. His hope was that one day they would find a cure for paralysis and other illnesses, such as diabetes, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. When John Kennedy promised that by the end of the 1960s, we would put a man on the moon, Reeve told Time magazine, everybody, including the scientists, shook their heads in dismay. But we did it. We can cure spinal cord injuries too, if there's the will. What was possible in outer space is possible in inner space. One of his many legacies is the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, which has raised tens of millions of dollars for research. He also opened the Christopher and Dana Reeve Paralysis Resource Center, which is devoted to teaching people with paralysis to live more independently. While his dream of being able to heal paralysis is not a reality yet, you never know what the future holds. In early October 2004, Christopher Reeve was being treated for an infected pressure sore, a common complication for people with a spinal cord injury. On October 10th, he was given an antibiotic to treat the infection, but that night went into cardiac arrest. He fell into a coma, and 18 hours later, passed away at the age of 52. His wife, Dana, headed the Christopher Reeve Foundation after his death. Although a non-smoker, she was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2005 and died at age 44 on March 6, 2006. After her death, the foundation was renamed the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. Today, all three of Reeve's children, Matthew, Alexandra, and William, serve on the board of directors for the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. That was the story of the original Superman. Everybody knows Superman, but most of us don't know the story of Mr. Reeve. He was indeed a man of steel and spread hope till the end of his life. That will be it for today. See you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.